Okay, let us continue onward. What do we got here? Alright, we're talking to him. We presented all the evidence. He did not want to talk to us because apparently he's our enemy now. Great, because he's probably going to be the attorney, even though I don't think he is an attorney. I don't know what exactly is going on. Anyway, it's me. What do you know about me? Take a look at this. Oh, please, you can drop the pretense already. Huh? You and I are already fated to fight each other. And the only true weapon for warriors in a court of law is information. Surely you don't expect me to sharpen your sword for you? Great, okay. Same. For all people too, I'm guessing. So you're not gonna tell me about anything at all? No evidence? There has to be a way to do this better, right? I mean, obviously I don't have to ask him everything. You cannot be too sure, right? You should just disable it. As soon as I go to present something, it should be like, oh, sorry, I'm not interested in listening to you talk about anything. Then I don't have to do this. Because currently, as it stands, if I don't do this, I'm like, what if he will comment on something, and I don't see the comment because I never asked him about it. As of now, though, hasn't come to fruition. Doesn't seem to be saying anything different about anyone. Fight each other, blah blah blah. True warriors information. I'm not gonna sharpen your sword for you. And then necessary delight. Who's new? Oh, Larry Butts. Hell yeah, easier too. Well, that's everything. Tomorrow's trial. What's going to happen at the trial tomorrow that's so dramatic? Do you know what your biggest mistake so far has been, Sir Lawyer? It was becoming a lawyer in the first place. That certainly does sound like a big mistake, Mr. Nick. Tomorrow will be a day to remember. I, look at me, will take the stand. Oh, okay. So he's not a prosecutor. He's just a witness. And then Zvari, my testimony will prove to be the undoing of the lot of you. Yes, all of you. I will unmask you as the thieves' co-conspirators. Conspirators? You're quick on the defensive, I see. However, it is not that that is your greatest enemy. There is a far more dangerous threat that you will face during the trial. What are you talking about? So, lawyer, if you truly are who you say, I'm sure you've heard of him. His name is Gadut. Gadut? Gadut? What about Damascus' identity? You have taken a step down the path of foolishness. I will be talking to freaking Von Karma. Franziska. To try to defend a career criminal who deserves nothing less than the death penalty. Hey, last time I checked, no one knows for sure that Mr. Delight really is in the mask. My dear lady. Times may change, but people, sadly, do not. Well, you will understand this when you are more mature. What about Gadut? Who is this Gadut person? It's not surprising that a spirit medium has not heard the name. Gadut, the prosecutor whose equal cannot be found in this country but in heaven. Gadut, a legend or myth. Men pin a lifetime of hopes on the chance to simply meet him. Great. Prosecutor Gadut. But the best prosecutor in the country isn't Gadut, it's Mr. Edgeworth. Isn't that right, Nick? Yeah. It's no surprise that a spirit medium such as yourself would know nothing of this. But Ace Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth is currently traveling abroad. Huh? In fact, it was Mr. Edgeworth who acknowledged Gadut as the best in this country. And you agree with that? Most certainly. In fact, you could call him the Luke at me of the prosecutor's office. Well, that's good to hear. The prosecution has a fighting chance tomorrow. Mr. Nick, is this Gadut really that strong? I seem to remember hearing about someone like that. Not surprising. Some people spend their entire lives idly waiting for his appearance. It looks like we are done investigating for the day. Sir Lawyer. The stage has been set and all the pieces are finally in place. All that remains now is for the dance to begin. A new prosecutor, an ace detective, and a thief. This will be one tough trial. No murders this time. It's not our first case with no murder. Usually all our cases are murder cases. Whoa, okay, that is new. That is very new. October 13, 9:36 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 4. 13. Today is the 13th. Hey, Nick. Okay, so 1 second. Today is the 13th. There's no date on this. Night of the crime. Your photo at 00:58:43. Okay. Blackmail letter calling him on 12th. What is it? Is something wrong? Nah, but did you see all the people here? It's crazy. Oh, so check out the Mask de Mask glossy I bought. You bought this? Where? The hell? From the little tents in front of the courthouse. They have all sorts of things for sale. You know I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. Mask de Mask publicity photo stuck into the court record. A shot of Mask de Mask striking a pose. Come on, I'm guilty. Throw the book at me. Oh, great. Who's screaming like that, my client? Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it. Yeah, I did, but it doesn't look like things are going to get any less ugly for you. Because I did it. I am the criminal. Me. Dude, can you just shut up the entire trial? Ugh, he's at it again. I sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor. I admit it. But you don't have the sacred urn, right? Well, that is true, but that doesn't mean that I didn't commit the crime. Normally when I say of course you didn't, I am being sarcastic, but you, yikes. Anyway, I admit that I am guilty. So make sure they give me a guilty verdict, please. Come on. Oh, there you are, Ronnie. Bonjour, sweetie. Hello, Desiree. Please knock some sense into him. Oh, 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 the Desi honey. Bonjour. Well, actually, I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you at a time like this. Leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect you. Well, you see, actually, the thief is me. Can I tell you something, Nicky boy? I can guarantee that my Ronnie is innocent because you are the one who's guilty. You are the damn thief. If he is declared guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you. So why are you smiling when you say it? Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got some errands I need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck. And she's gone. To be honest, I really don't know whether Ron is masked a mask or not. But there's only one thing I am sure of. He doesn't have the sacred urn right now. If someone has it, it's just not him. He keeps saying he lost it. I don't think he actually lost it. I think he never had it in the first place. I don't know. Mr. Delight, it's time for you to enter the courtroom. For the time being, I guess I'll have to trust Desiree. Alright, to court we go. 6? Come on. October 13, 10 a.m. District Court Courtroom number 6. Oh wow. Okay, I know this guy. He's in the damn cover. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Unknown man with a freaking health. Who the hell is that X-Men who shoot lasers? What about the prosecution? Are you prepared to? What a stupid question. What did you say? Fine. Let me ask you then, Your Honor. Are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment? No, I'm not. I will pass judgment after I hear arguments from both sides. Nice. Well, if you are not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. That's a rule to live by. You're an idiot because obviously he's not asking that question. Who are you? I am the Dot. Legendary prosecutor. I have never lost a case. Okay, come on, man. Von Karma was the same, Mr. Manfred. Ah, he's the one that Detective Atme was talking about. Yes, your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far? Ha! None. None? What did you say? I have never prosecuted a case before, so why are you so legendary then? Never, but you said you've never lost before. Exactly, I have never lost. I have never won before either. What the hell? Quite arrogant for a beginner, aren't you? Even the mightiest of redwoods begin their lives as mere saplings. Yes, but a mask in a court of law? Ha! Don't you know anything? No matter the man, we all wear masks, either on our faces or over our hearts. Oh! This guy is the real deal, alright, Nick. Why does it seem like all prosecutors are the real deal? So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Wright. Right. Huh? Nick, is he a friend of yours? He's heard of me. No, I don't have any friends that call me Wright. Just who is this masked man? I have returned from the depths of hell. What? To do battle with you. Well then, Prosecutor Gobo. It's not Gobo, it's Godot, Your Honor. In any case, please give your opening statement. Opening statement? Those things are not fit for even dogs to consume. I have only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Wright. What is it? Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? I wonder, how much can withstand? Oh, I wonder how much you can withstand before you and your case break in two. I was like, am I blind? And I was for a second. Well then, let's hear from the first witness. It's Gumshoe, as always. My name is... No one has asked for your name, witness. The important thing is what you know, that's all. Start talking. We are listening. Yes, sir. Alright, witness. First let's hear about what you know about the thief that stole the urn. Yes, sir. Alright, our first testimony. Witness testimony. Mask demasks his crimes. Mask Demask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual he sent a card on to Lordly Taylor. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. That's why we are sure it was Mask Demask, sir. It fits his MO to a T. MOT motive? So then the actual identity of this Mask Demask is unknown. Mr. Godot, what are you? Oh, he's drinking coffee. What the hell? We are in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Godot. Blacker than a moonless night, hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee. I am sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please, proceed. Great. Very well, it's only coffee after all. What? You can't be letting him slide this early in the trial. Great. Proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Well, Nick, what are you going to do? Same as always. As long as they haven't brought up Mr. Delight's identity, all we can do is show that it wasn't Mask Demask who stole the urn. Yeah. Mask Demasks his crimes. Cross-examination. Mask Demask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. Hold it. Have you been involved in the investigation from the beginning? Yep, nobody knows more about the thief than me, pal. It is true, I am a Dwari, author on thieves. What the hell? An author? He's written books about thieves? I think he probably meant to say authority. Great. The fact that this guy can slip through even my fingers shows how good he is, pal. It's easy when those fingers happen to be butterfingers. Great. Press harder. So nobody knows more about the thief than you, huh? You got it, pal. Except maybe for the thief's mom, that is. But isn't there someone who knows even more about him than the police? You don't mean Detective Zwari, do you? Who is this person? Zwari. He sounds German. His name is Luke Atme, sir. I guess I shouldn't have made up such a silly name for him. What the heck? I guess he's not all that famous after all. Anyway, it is true that he did manage to retrieve the last item the thief stole. Oh, I see. It seems you are not the expert you claim to be. Ark! It looks like the thief is toying with me, even now. Great. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. Have you seen all of these so-called calling cards? Of course I have, except the person in charge of the treasure exhibit never brought their card to the police. So I didn't see this one until after the crime occurred. That's because Detective Atme stopped Miss Andrews from taking it to the police. Was the calling card that Lordly Taylor received authentic? Well, all the cards have one common identifying feature. But we are not releasing that information to the general public. But you are absolutely certain that this card is real. Gumshoe can't say it out loud, but I bet he's talking about Mask the Mask's emblem. Yep. This was his fifth heist, and as usual he sent a card on to Lordly Taylor. His fifth heist, and your fifth screw-up, huh? Objection, pal. That ain't fair. Maybe you could say I screwed up 4 times. But this last time wasn't my fault. I didn't know about the calling card this time. You of all people shouldn't be chuckling about this, Detective Gumshoe. I just want everyone here in the courtroom to know something. If you ever get a calling card from this guy, don't call some stupid private eye. Call your local police right away. Got me? Wow, it looks like he's really got it in for Detective Atme. I mean, it's his case, it should have been. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. Art pieces, like what for example? Well, his first target was the famous Sphere of Emaron. What is that? Some kind of especially salty teardrop? No, sir. It's a blue diamond. A single rare diamond. Next was the crown of Bongora. You know, the thing you put on your head. After that was the left hand of Hades, and then the portrait of Magina, sir. Detective Atme retrieved the portrait of Magina and returned it to the museum. And the target of his fifth and last robbery was the sacred urn, right? But isn't it difficult for him to dispose of such famous art pieces? Well, we assume he must have some underworld connections. Somehow, Mr. Delight doesn't look the type. Yeah, he's a little too sunny to be hanging out in the underworld. 2 diamond. That's why we are sure it was Master Master. It fits his MO to a T. Wait, so... Oh, what the hell? I didn't mean to do that. What? I did not mean to do that at all. We're gonna go again. I'm so sorry. I was looking at evidence. They mentioned the diamond, and I thought, didn't someone have a diamond on his? I think it's a red diamond, though, that the investigator or whatever has, right on his hand. Keep going, faster, faster, faster. Can't believe I did that. To live by, I'm Godot, legendary prosecutor. But he's never been on a case, he says. He knows about me though, which is like a... Okay, we have come through. And then our first testimony here. That's his testimony. So then the actual identity of Master Mask is Mr. Godot. What are you? Drinking coffee. Okay. Cross-examination. Okay. Now don't make a mistake. We can't see his ring. Okay. Well, whatever. I think it's red anyway. Beginning. He's an authority. Press harder. There's nobody. There is someone. Calling card. Have you seen them all? Except the last one he's not seen. Where it is authentic. He sent a card to Lordly Taylor. This fifth time you screwed up. Well, this time you didn't because he wasn't even called. Most precious art pieces. Like what? Tear of Emanon. It's a diamond. Then the crown. Left hand of Hades portrait. Portrait was retrieved. Then that's why we sure it was Master. Master, it fits his MO to a T. Hold it. What do you mean when you say it fits his MO to a T? I was thinking of asking the same thing myself. Why didn't you, bud? You're the judge. Ugh, I wish you would listen a little more closely, pal. First of all, there's the calling card. We are 100% certain it's authentic. Then there's the fact that he seemed to know all about the security system. And finally, his target was an art piece. These are all part of the thief's modus operandi. And so, since this robbery seems to fit all those conditions, that's right, it means that Mask the Mask is behind it. Nick, it definitely looks like it was Mask the Mask who stole the urn. But there's no real evidence either way as to whether Ron Delight is Mask the Mask. But, he says so. Also, the urn hasn't turned up yet, let alone in connection to Mr. Delight himself. So even though we know it was Mask the Mask that did it, maybe for the time being, I should try to show it wasn't Mask the Mask that did it. Yeah, it was someone else. Confident, send a card, most precious. So this is the problem here. Because this thing is not precious. There's no monetary value. Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe? Just hearing the little in that question is making me nervous. You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right? That's right, pal. But there is one problem. That's not what he did in this case. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art. What do you mean? Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing? Relax. No, I meant from a financial point of view. I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price. Well, Prosecutor Gadot, what is the value of that urn? 0? The appraisers I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense. So in other words, it was not the kind of item that Mask the Mask would normally go after. If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you are saying that the theft of the sacred urn was not the work of Mask the Mask. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction. The argument made itself, but... well... first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was this last robbery the work of Mask the Mask or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Gadot? He's drinking coffee again. Nope. This coffee here, it's my own special blend. I call it Gadot number 107. I am trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. That is the only thing I've got on my mind right now, Mr. Wright. What? If you are really a man, you should clean up your own mess. Sorry, but I don't get what you mean. You're saying that it wasn't Mask the Mask that stole the urn. Then it must be someone imitating Mask the Mask's methods. A fake mask, a fake demask. Fake demask. That sounds so ridiculous, but I like it. No more coffee. Now, before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Wright. Proof that the person who appeared at Lordly Taylor that night was actually a fake. Though I don't approve of Mr. Gadot's behavior, his point is valid. Mr. Wright, we are waiting. Oh, I don't think I have any proof. It looks like I'm going to have to prove it. I need proof that the person at Lordly Taylor that night was in fact fake Damask. I mean... the photo wrong? Look at the helmet and the clothes. Okay, it's got 2 feathers on the helmet and all that. That all seems fine. I mean, he looks very similar. It's the emblem on his chest. Does he have that? He does not have the emblem. Take that! Yep. The proof is right here. This looks like a photo taken by a security camera. But if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it. Then, ha! Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us just what about this picture is so peculiar. chest, the lapel area. Right there. It's right here, of course. You mean mask de mask? I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at. Isn't that the publicity photo I brought this morning? Yep, you bought it. The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch on Damask's chest. I mean, it's the same as this, but I guess different colors. A breach? Here, bailiff, get my steed. We need to retreat at once. Great. A brooch, Your Honor. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on. A clasp, eh? Ah, I see now. But the mask in the security camera photo. Ah, he has no brooch. That brooch is the same as the emblem on Damask's calling card and serves as his symbol. But this is a trap, right? This is Godot's trap. He wants me to say that, it's a fake, prove it's a fake, and then say, well, now here we have this guy who committed the crime because he's a fake. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this masked mask is a fake. Oh, I've been fooled again. Oh, order. It is true, undeniably true. Detective Gumshoe, how? How could you have overlooked this? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how I... Coffee? Again, so much coffee. Third cup, huh? Hey now. If you are gonna have a pity party, invite me too. Mr. Godot, you deserve some blame in this too. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch? Ha! The brooch you're talking about. You have it or something? Please don't say you have it. Do you mean this? Ah! That's the mask day mask brooch. Where did you find it? Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the statue of a big female Buddha statue. Great. Buddha statue? He must mean the Amy Faye statue. Why didn't you tell me about that, sir? I always put evidence away in my pocket, which extremely goes against the laws of the court. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence. Grr. This guy is one cool customer. Coffee? Fourth cup? It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? That friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there too. What? Hickeys? Figuratively speaking, of course. I am referring to Ron Delight's fingerprints. What the hell? What? What? The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch. That's bad. Order. Order in the court. Mr. Godot, let's see that brooch. I have grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her. It appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left on the back. Obviously, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene. Nope, there wasn't. Uh-oh, Phoenix, we have a problem. A mask is brooch added to the court record, found in the shadow of Amy Faye's statue. Looks like it was torn off of some clothing. Ha! You mess with Godot, and you get burned. Grr, he's been playing me like a violin. Well, Judge, I'm about ready to call my next witness. Huh? You're done with me? But I haven't proved anything yet. You have proven your own incompetence. That's good enough. That doesn't sound good at all. Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom. Finally, time for the ace detective to make his appearance, huh? Or is it someone else? No, it's him. And he has a big red diamond. Not blue at all. 1 second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up. Shush! Silence! Hmm. He. Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What's clear? Marie, the truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor. A coffee maniac at that. Am I correct? Well, yes, that's right. Ha! Not bad. Not bad at all. What do you mean? You are the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil. Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke Atme, a detective and rising star illuminating the heavens. Boy, these two make a perfect pair. They'd either be best friends or they'd tear each other's heads off. Give me a second. Alright, I'm back. They'd either be best friends or they'd tear each other's heads off. Not throats. I have heard that on the night of the crime you were all alone on security detail. You have heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is. Come on. Why was this guy all by himself anyway? There must be some reason, I'm sure of it. Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours witnessed. What I witnessed. Witness testimony. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Masked Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. So you didn't see anything. So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal. My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural. I failed to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening. Well, Sir Old-Timer, let me explain. We are not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the king of thieves, the great Masked Mask, my arch enemy. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me. Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. I will. What I witnessed. Cross-examination. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. How do you know? So that would be 1 o'clock on the morning of the 12th, correct? That's an impressive deduction, Sir Lawyer. You were on security duty that night. Where exactly were you at the time? A penetrating question. I was in the basement warehouse, near the computer. Near the computer, huh? So then you weren't trying to remain hidden, I take it. Up to this point, I have tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief. Yeah, he said the same thing yesterday too. Gumshoe also said that they have never spotted the thief at the crime scenes before. Precisely. That is precisely why I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief. Looks like the thief was the one applying pressure on your pigeony head, that is. Pigeony head? In any case, that's when my nemesis, the infamous Masked Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Dancingly descended? From where exactly? Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else? So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone please save me. So how is it that you didn't notice the thief? My eyes were looking for the thief's shadow, while my ears listened for his footfalls. But even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up on me. It can only be due to his subtly camouflaged cape and his soft-soled shoes. I hereby dub you Ace Dunce. Great. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened? Well, that's the difficult part. How should I put it? I saw his mask. That's all I can recall. That's not very solid as far as testimony goes. However, fortunately I had my third monocle, the security camera at the ready. It captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe. Well, as long as this photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have a problem with the photo? He's still drinking coffee? Good, then let's continue with the testimony. So no. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. Hold it. Attacked and knocked unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing. That's certainly some very impressive detective work. Ha! Well, sir lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head? Yes. Huh? Well, actually yes, by a fire extinguisher, yep, and I lost my memory. And what happened? I was knocked out, then I woke up and immediately won a case. And you lost your memory too. See, you have no right to look down on me then, do you? The only reason I didn't lose my memory was because I have more brains to begin with. He may have brains, but the wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed. In any case, that was how I was knocked senseless. And then 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. Hold it. About this 30 minutes. My silver cord was loosened and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium. As usual, I have no idea what this guy is saying. I think he's saying that he was out cold. Yep. So, what happened during these 30 minutes? No one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether. Just what is he going on about? There's something suspicious about Detective Atomy. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in? Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. But that can't be right. It contradicts the evidence. Huh? Which piece? The real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie? What do you mean? He was struck on the head before he could fight back? Before I could land a single strike, when I awoke he was gone. Oh, right. Torn off. Found in the shadow of Emulcifier statue, looks like it was torn off of some clothing. Yet, there must have been a struggle. That's when this thing got torn off. Right?
Objection!
Mr. Atomy, could you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours? Aha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Mask de Mask. It is, in point of fact, Mask de Mask's brooch. It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened. Ha! Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough. No. Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing. Ripped off? Aha! We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Atomy. Got him. Detective Atomy, you must have fought with the thief that night. So, why did you lie in your testimony to the court? Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime. No. Wait just a moment, sir old timer. Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home. He. I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately. The true measure of a man is in the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time. Isn't that right? You talk too much. Great. Witness, so are you now saying that you and the thief fought? Hold on, that's quite enough, Your Honor. Excuse me? Oh, more coffee. Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules. Indeed, I understand. Look at me, agree completely. New testimony, right? Witness testimony. Fight with the thief. Indeed, it is true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, look at me cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true. Bam! And that's all she wrote. But that doesn't explain the brooch still. So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Mask the Mask? Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case. That can't be good. Cannot. Cross-examination. Fight with the thief. Let's see. Speed, it is true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. Was it? So why did you look away from the door anyway? In addition to the camera, I had prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I had to check the data. That's why I went to the computer. Elegantly, of course. So you were momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer. What should I do? Should I ask some more questions? About the sensor, yeah. What kind of sensors are you talking about? There are other places in the basement that someone could enter and exit from. There are air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and a cat door as well. I hooked up heat detecting, infrared, and ultraviolet sensors to each one of them. That's a lot of hardware. Was it all yours? Dodley Taylor Department Store was kind enough to provide the monitoring hardware. Naturally, the security camera that took the photo belongs to them as well. In other words, he couldn't have rigged the equipment, huh? He. Has that cleared up any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer? Not really. However, look at me cannot be so easily discombobulated. Right? What does that mean? Discombobulated. Moved? Young people these days, they really irritate me. They allow perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean. Sorry, but what exactly does it mean anyway? Now I've forgotten. What was I saying? Geez, it's better than old people who forget what they were saying 5 seconds ago. Wait. Are you gonna tell us? Well, it looks like we've cleared that up. You can go on with your testimony. Really? There was another option here. I did look away. Other sensors as well. The alarm had gone off into the computer. About the computer. So did that computer belong to Dodley Taylor as well? Correct. Well, except for the program that manages the data. That was specially designed by me. Look at me. In that case, he could have easily manipulated the data. What's wrong, Sir Lawyer? Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. What do you mean by weapon from the side? Naturally, that thief had no idea that I, look at me, was hiding in the area. He grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse. Sword? You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch? Correct. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp. Okay, so he is talking about the so whatever. So the thief armed himself with a sword. And what about yourself, witness? A true gentleman fights only with his fists, but they were not enough. You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities? But of course, in college I was the second in charge of the boxing club. I am sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive. However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch nemesis, Masked Mask. This guy is a real piece of work. Wait. His first blow struck true, bam, and that's all she wrote. One hit. Can you tell us a little more about what happened? My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious. Powericious? I assumed the atomy fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. Light. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me. What do I do now? Should I ask more about this? What is this atomy fighting style? What is this atomy fighting style? I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret. I really can't say anymore. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way no one can get behind you. That's it? That's the atomy fighting style? Yeah. Well, Mr. Wright, what about that testimony? Put his back to the wall. I don't know. It was very important. Of course it's important. We have learned a detective's secret technique after all. Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone late at night. Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out. Now then, witness. We'll go ahead and add that secret information to your official testimony. So they did. I put my back to the wall to fight, but the thief's blow landed upon my third eye. Where is this third eye you're talking about? I never got to ask about the light. Oh, it's right between my right and left eyebrows. Quite invisible to the unenlightened. You may call it the forehead if you like. Why didn't you just say that in the first place? Sir Lawyer, it looks like the creases in your own forehead are getting deeper. So Mr. Atomy got hit on the forehead, then? That's what he says. I've got a funny feeling about that. Actually, so do I. Well, what do you think, Nick? Well, there's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of now. Yeah? What is it? This Luke Atomy guy, he's definitely hiding something. But why? I think I'm starting to figure out what really happened that night. And about the true nature of this detective. Oh? Took away from the door. Grabbed a weapon, but they were not enough. Back of the head. Cool. Give me the keys to the kingdom. Detective Atomy, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. What fun this is, Sir Lawyer. It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet. I believe this is what you said yesterday. No, the coward must have wormed his way in through somewhere besides the door. Then my arch nemesis struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item here. From behind, huh? But just now you testified that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head. Urk! It seems I have made another mistake. No, no. Detective Atomy, that's not the only strange part of your testimony. What do you mean by that? For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with security. Earth! Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad. That's wrong.
Objection!
Objection, holy. That's the first time I heard that. To err is human, to forgive divine. Humans aren't machines, they have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate. And yes, they even make mistakes.
Objection!
Objection from my end. Hey, hold on. It's not as pretty as that. Oh, she smacked his mug. Really? What is it like then? Oh. Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules. Oh. This is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around. Mr. Wright, what exactly is it that you are asserting? Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that Mr. Atomy is no ace detective. This Mr. Atomy is a fake. Mr. Atomy is masked a mask. Yeah, sure. Extremely incredible. The answer is simple. It is all clear to me now. Detective Luke Atomy's true identity is actually masked a mask. Yeah. Did I get him? Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? There are too many unnatural parts to Mr. Atmy's story. He says he was hiding at the crime scenes, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure. That's because I analyzed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction. I picked up clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at a... No. Oh, please, the explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atomy. The truth is that you are, in fact, masked a mask. That. But Mr. Wright, this photo, it clearly shows masked a mask. This security camera belongs to Lordly Taylor department store. He shouldn't have been able to manipulate it, but the program was his. He didn't need to manipulate it. Gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed up as the thief and stole the urn. So, the ace detective is actually an ace thief. Is this true, witness? Hmm. Aha! Yeah, oh my god, he's going crazy. The masked MO is pure genius, and so am I. Look at me, ace detective. You are very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I am very impressed, sir lawyer. Well, what? Witness, you are admitting it? Nick, now's your chance. Yes, time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. It won't be that easy.
Objection!
Detective at me when you assumed the thief's identity. Objection. Oh, he threw back his coffee on me. What the hell? Godot blend number 102. My personal favorite. Oh, great. Mr. Godot, the ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. It simply isn't true. But Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points, and I will admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of whole cloth. But it is in fact nothing more than a patchwork quilt. Mr. Wright, if this detective really is the thief, then show us the proof of your claim. But it had better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face. Let me say. Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see this decisive proof you have. Quickly. Huh? Oh, yes, of course. What's the big rush? Are you alright, Nick? Atomy looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this right now if I can. But can I really do it? That is the real question. The decisive evidence that proves Mr. Luke Atomy is in fact Mask Damask has yet to be found or is right here. I don't think we have it. Right? We cannot prove that he is Mask Damask. Has yet to be found. Proof? Of course, I've got nothing. Ha! Just what I thought. A man has to hold his head up high, no matter how bad things get after all. Erg. I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion. This is no good. I've got to stay on the attack. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy is a thief. Don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again. It's no good. I'm just not ready yet. But are you going to just give up and let us lose this? So, you've come to your senses, have you, sir lawyer? I can't think of a counterattack at all. It seems the cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness has lifted. Do you have anything further to add there? Hold it. Who? Oh, wife. Who are you? That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Miss Delight, what are you doing here? Nicky boy. The thing you've been looking for. I think I found it. You mean that bag? No, not the bag. What's in the bag? Well, I mean, yeah, that looks like it. The sacred urn. Nick, it's the urn. Oh, that's a twist. Order, order, order. You, madam, will have to wait for the next one, just like everyone else. Alright. See you then.